Hello.
What's popping?
What's popping? Hello. Ho, ho, ho.
It's only
Merry
gone and bloody
ho.
become December, innit?
It is. It's the festive season. It's the
Yeah,
festive season.
what are you gonna get from Santa Jane? You fucking cow, you wanker.
Festive hose. Where are my festive hose?
There's a clip going about with someone being interviewed about the pandemic in Newcastle. You probably saw it. I posted it on my Twitter, but it's like, oh, I didn't give a care about new shopping. Like I just follow war lass around. I didn't care. Open the pubs and I'll care. And then it just goes to the northeast thing, like the transition for BBC News. Great shit, love it.
Oh, one of my favorite things is cracking out Gucci Mane's East Atlanta Santa. That's festive music. That's real festive stuff.
I
right
prefer
there.
Michael Bublé myself, but go off.
Mate, East Atlanta Santa's a classic. No, I tell you what it is. So we were just having a little conversation pre-podcast about Lil B.
Yeah.
Lil B, the bass guard, who is, we're both big fans. I think we're
Well,
both.
I just want to go on record and say I'm not a fan these days.
These days, I mean, just because all he posts is like feet pics
Yeah,
nowadays.
it's very sus. I want to distance myself.
Okay, old Lil B, the bass guard, like classic Lil B, right? Lil B rock album. He did a song called is it Based Robot Freestyle? And for some reason, I listen to it every Christmas. I don't know why.
Does it even have any Christmas themes in it?
I think it kind of. I don't know. I think the video is a little bit festive. Maybe it's just the beat.
Maybe.
I think it's just the beat is a little bit festive. There's nothing else about it. It's not about Christmas at all.
Fair enough.
It's just a Lil B freestyle. And for some reason, I remember once I listened to it on Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, I listened to it. And it's been a tradition ever since. I just listen to it on Christmas Eve. A bit of Lil B bass guard based freestyle, based robot.
Fair enough.
I'm a robot.
Before the podcast started, you were a little bit delayed, as usual. So you're putting up your decorations, which begs the question: are you one of those people who's like, "Oh, don't put your trees till December"? Are you one of those people who has to police when the tree goes up? Do you think there's a reasonable
Absolutely
range?
not.
Good.
I always think I think that discussion is the exact same discussion as when people are having the conversation oh, does pineapple go on pizza? I don't give a shit. I really don't care. You do you. I don't give a fuck.
Pineapple on pizza is an abomination, though. So let's just get that out of the way.
I just don't care. I just really don't care.
Yeah, I don't care enough to slap pineapple off someone else's pizza, but I will take a mental note that when society collapses, they won't be let on my raft.
But it's with the Christmas tree thing, unless someone's full on just talking about Christmas nonstop from October or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not really asked. I feel like from November onwards, you can do what you want. But for me, it's it's just a December thing. Start of December just marks it. That's it, Start of December is when you can start cracking that stuff out, or you can start sort of just jollying it up a bit, because we didn't have it for a few days. We usually have it at the start, and we've just put everything up now, and it's just nice. I think it just gets you a little bit more in the spirit, doesn't it? Especially this year.
When I was growing up, my mum and dad always put the tree on the last weekend of November, because for some reason the 1st of December generally never falls on a weekend, so it's a pain in the arse. So we just, for safety, just the last weekend in November. This year we put up me and Laura and Pickle helped, I guess, by sniffing the tree. We put up our stuff on December. No, I think it was November 30th. It was a Monday. Let me just check. Yep, it would have been November 30th. But at the same time, because the thing with putting up the entire tree for me, now that I am an adult and have to do it myself, and simply I'm not allowed to let my parents set up a tree and then I come and do the fun stuff with the decorations. It's just the thought of oh fuck, the tree's got to go up. If it was a simple one of those inflatable rafts in a bag that you just put on the phone.
Yeah, isn't it?
I'd have it up as soon as Halloween ends.
Immediately.
But it's just I need the entirety of November to gear myself up to stab myself with all the tree branches trying to.
You a real tree or a fake tree kind of guy?
Fake tree.
Wow.
Real tree. It's fine, but just I can't be asked to go out, find one, hunk it all the way home. Whereas if I can just get a decent one in a box, ours is from B&Q. It's really good. It's a 7 foot tree, looks great. And just having an artificial tree, I think my mum and dad still use the same tree from when I was a kid. It's just easier. It's one less
Yeah,
thing to
like,
worry about.
well, I mean, that's the thing is like my parents are very much like team fucking like real tree.
Yeah.
My mum especially, like really likes a real tree,
Mhm.
but I think my dad is more so inclined for the fake one, and we have the fake one up this year.
Yeah.
It's just so much easier. It's so much less effort.
Mhm.
Like I don't know. It's less messy as well. I think like the mess of it is
Yeah.
one big thing. There's just fucking pine needles everywhere, dude. There's
Yeah.
pine needles all over the place. Like it's just not. It's not ideal. It's
I get
absolutely not
the
ideal.
I understand why your mum probably want a real tree. It's for like we're both gamer boys. We know how important immersion is. I
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I do get it. It's
think
not
it's
like
all
one of those
right
things where I'm like,
if your
you
Christmas
know,
season isn't too busy, because then you can deal with the pine needles and stuff. But like for people who are on the go, because Laura's got quite a big family, we need to visit and stuff. Having an artificial tree is ideal for us.
yeah, exactly. Like it's too much to care for a real one. Like, funnily enough, I was playing WoW with a friend of mine the other day,
Yeah.
and I was chatting to him about his tree, about his Christmas tree, because he bought one. I think he moved to Bristol or something, and he's been like, setting it all up for his
Yeah.
own sort of first Christmas in his house on his own kind of thing. And he was like, "Oh, I'm looking up how much water this needs. It needs buckets." We were like, "Yeah, it's a tree. It's a tree, mate. Like it's you know what I mean. It's not
Yeah.
like a little flower. Like it's a tree. It's a full blown tree. You're gonna need to sort that out. You're gonna need to actually do something with this." He's like, I didn't think it'd be that much. Like, yeah, brother, it's a it's a tree. Didn't think I'd have to water it. For me, I don't know. To be honest, I've never had even though I've lived away from home for about 7 years, I
Yeah.
think 7 or 8 years, I've never had a Christmas at home. I've never had like a Christmas day on like, in my own house kind of
Okay.
thing. So I've never really decorated. I had a Danny DeVito cardboard cutout when I lived in Newcastle.
I met him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. I love that thing. I'm sad that I had to like leave him behind. But I had this like Danny DeVito cardboard cutout covered in Christmas lights. That was amazing. Yeah, he was cool. I've still got pictures of him. That was really cool. But other than that, I've not really done any like festive decorations and stuff because I just go home. I always just go home. And
Yeah.
this year I am home for a while, so um, it's nice to have it though. It's nice to have all this shit sorted and have all this shit sort of set up and that. And I think it makes everybody feel good. I mean, like it makes my parents feel good. It just brings up
Yeah.
the mood a bit, kind of thing. My mum's already been asking if we want to crack open like beers and stuff because like it's
Got the
like one
gangs.
in the like 1 in the afternoon, isn't it? Like, but no, I'm having my coffee. I'm staying sober for podcasting and stuff like that. If I
Excellent.
have one beer, I'm done.
I mean, I wouldn't mind if you turned up to one of the podcasts, Three Sheets to the Wind. It'd be funny.
I
Make for good
mean,
content.
like when's
I have to do a lot of
when
editing though, because you probably say some incriminating things. So
I would not. I never do.
I
I
know.
I I would just yell about politics probably.
Yeah.
Um, that's not one thing. Or just start just singing. Um, that could be fun. When's the next pod? When's the next pod around Christmas? What date?
Yeah. Next weekend you can have a crack at it.
No, no, no. I want the one that's. I want to be like near to Christmas Day. I want to just
Nearest
get.
one to Christmas would be probably the one we record on the weekend of the 19th and 20th, because then it would go out on the 22nd, just before Christmas.
Okay, no promises, but maybe we'll get a little bit sauced during that one. But no, it's the afternoon. So we always record it in the afternoon. I don't like getting sauced in the afternoon.
I'll sh-
I'm a nighttime
we
guy.
can push the record back. I'll shotgun 6 cans of Monster and just talk at the speed of light.
No, because this is
Hello,
the thing, right?
welcome.
I don't know about. Well, I was about to say I don't know about you. You don't drink, so like I definitely don't know about you. No, but when like I have afternoon beers and I know that I have something else to do, it just prohibits me from enjoying it
Yeah.
because like my brain's just like you need to stay like fairly awake. Like you need to stay all right because you've got stuff to do, and I'm just like, oh come on, let me have fun though. Like let me have fun though, please.
No, but I get where your mum's coming from, even though I don't drink. It's like as soon as the decorations go up, you just want to do everything Christmassy. You just get the vibes in. For our home, like we've got the tree. Laura's bought a bunch of fairy lights. She bought them fake candles that look like real candles, but they're electronic. It's got a remote, turns them on and off because we can't use real candles because we have a pug. And it's really cozy. And we had I visited my parents socially distanced yesterday, and I was given those Cadbury's instant hot chocolate things. They like come in a pack, and you like pull them off at the bottom, and they've
Oh,
already
those are
got the
great.
yeah. So we had some of them. We got real cozy. Just great shit. Christmas is just fuck. It's the best. I know people love Halloween because I like to dress up and stuff, but for me, a lazy boy, oh, Christmas all the
God,
way.
yeah, that's some good shit, dude. I mean, I like Halloween a lot. You know, I've spoken about my love of Halloween, my love of monsters, and just dressing up and shit. But just the coziness of Christmas, that's it, innit? That's the vibe. Just like having a nice hot drink, especially one like hot chocolate or something you
Yeah.
don't usually drink, and just being like, oh, in your little blanket, ooh.
Get toasty.
I will say though, I know you made a Christmas cake the other day, so you're probably not gonna like this. I fucking hate Christmas cake.
Oh no,
Uh,
it's not for us. One Christmas cake you need to just smother in brandy, and if Laura took a bite of that, she'd die because she's allergic to alcohol. I don't drink, but also a cake made entirely out of fruit sounds great on paper, but having tried
how
Christmas
does it
cake and
sound great on paper?
because fruit's good, fruit tastes nice. Make
All
and
right,
cake is
fucking Joe Wicks over it.
and cake is cool. So you think like you put the two together and they'd make a wonderful thing, but they make a horrible thing, tastes like shite. It's the same for me with peanut butter. Peanuts, great, fine with them. Butter, wonderful. Put them together, they kill me. I'm allergic to peanut butter. So
You literally what to just specifically peanut butter.
yes, it's really weird.
God.
I love sort of like KP salted. I fucking love salted nuts. I could gobble
Get the
nuts all
ones
day,
off the
me.
middle. Get the ones from the middle. I want
Get
them.
these salted ones.
You've already had them, Ken. No, can't see it properly. Take the next one off.
I'm gonna expose myself here on the podcast for a weird eating habit. But when I was little, I didn't like the way nuts felt when you bite into them. How it's like sort of like
Mm.
waxy. I can appreciate it these days because of the texture and stuff. And also, I'm an adult. But like, so what I used to do is get a full bag of KP salted peanuts and just suck the salt off them and spit the nuts out. You couldn't just eat salt.
That's disgusting.
It is disgusting. Do you want to know
That is
another thing,
disgusting.
which is
No.
disgusting? Well,
Go
too
on.
bad, because hey, you've had some weird food opinions. It's my time to take the heat off you. I'm
All
doing this.
right.
This is my Christmas service to you. One thing that I absolutely fucking love is overly buttered bread and dipping that in HP sauce.
I mean, I can agree with the overly buttered bread, but that you lost me at the HP.
The mix of butter, bread, and HP sauce.
So I don't like HP sauce in general, just like
Okay, coward. Carry
all
on.
out. But one of the little joys in life, right? Okay, and I sound like an old fuck saying this kind of stuff. Like, oh, I love to have a Waver's original and then
Oh,
shit on the couch. No, I mean like like a baguette, like a crusty bread baguette, right?
yes.
Cut that shit into slices, butter that shit up, and
Oh
just
yeah.
eat that.
No,
That's
absolutely. That's what my mom used to do when I was
I
growing
I
up. So
think
like,
I
I'd get
think
a
that's
slice
an
of it.
English thing. I think that's just a thing we do in Britain because
Yeah.
like it's the same with my mum. Like my family have always done it. I
Mhm.
just think it's a thing that we do, and I fucking love it. Like
Yeah,
it's so good. It's just bread and butter, but it's so
yeah,
good.
bread's great. One
Oh
thing I really like is anything like baguettes, tiger bread, and just like if it's
yeah,
tough
just
to,
crusty ass
if it's
bread.
just a chore to chew through, I love that shit. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
give
because
me
you
it.
soak that stuff in butter, and it's the nicest
Yeah,
thing. It's the nicest thing. Or I like bread and oil.
yeah,
I like bread and oil as well.
yeah.
But just bread, yeah, man, bread. So one thing, one old boring old man fact that I'll say before we move on. Lurpak butter is the shit. I fucking love it.
Yeah, Lurpak's
That's
my
some
brand. Yeah,
some good shit. I love Lurpak. Lurpak, please sponsor the next episode of the
this is a
podcast.
breadcast now.
I just spoke. We just spoke about like bread and butter for about like
Food's
5 minutes.
good,
So I
man.
think,
Like,
I mean, the least they can do, we can get Warburtons and Lurpak to send us some stuff, and
oh,
I'll eat it on
Warburton's
the
my bread
cast.
as well. How we're on the same
Oh
wavelength.
God, we really are, aren't we? There's a reason we do this together.
Great shit.
But imagine that. I'll just eat it throughout the whole episode. You just hear me munching on like breath. Like I'll just be
Still
spreading it
mukbang,
at my
lads.
desk. Yeah, I'll do a Warburtons and Lurpak mukbang. That's a bit out there, but I think we can make it work. I think we can make it work.
A more positive food habit that I had when I was little
Go
is
on.
when we used to have Sunday dinner. I used to love getting a Yorkshire pudding and like putting a bit of everything on my plate in the Yorkshire pudding, and
Oh
making this
yeah.
little. Oh
Oh
god,
yeah, I love that shit. Have you ever had the giant Yorkies like full of stuff?
yeah, yeah. You
There
get
was
them a lot
a
in carveries and stuff. It's bloody lovely.
Yeah, you get them at music festivals as well.
Yeah,
When we went to Leeds Festival, they did like these. It was just a big Yorkshire pud with like the rest of the Sunday dinner inside it,
yeah,
kind of thing. I've heard of Yorkshire pud wraps as well.
yeah,
I never had one. I would like to have one, but apparently it's a takeaway thing
yeah,
somewhere in
yeah,
some places. But it's just a Yorkie, like it's like a roast dinner just wrapped up in a Yorkie,
yeah,
and it sounds amazing.
yeah. Like it's the ingenuity of British food.
Yeah, just put it in bread.
Every
Like, that's basically it.
everyone outside of England's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" We're just here, just shoveling bread and pies into ourselves.
Or just shoveling bread in bread. It's just like,
Yeah,
so you take those carbs and just shove them into some other carbs. They call it a Wigan kebab, don't they?
yeah, yeah, yeah. We've spoken on
Which,
this quite a bit.
which we call a pie bomb over here. It's good though.
It is.
I
I've
know
never
that it
had
looks
one, but
horrible.
like, when you look at a concept and you're like, "No, I absolutely understand that. I understand."
Like, I understand that people would think it's grim. I understand that people would be like, "You guys are disgusting." But let me tell you, like a full fucking pie inside two pieces of bread
Just
is
plain a
delicious.
fucking fun, dude. Yeah.
Like, it's delicious though. I don't know why it's so good. I guess it's just the butter on the bread. Lurpak, please come on. Okay,
Lurpak,
Lurpak, Hollands, and Warburtons. Sort me out.
full on simping for Lurpak.
Oh god, yeah. I'll wear like a t-shirt with just the Lurpak butter logo on it. I'll wear that.
Absolutely.
Do they
And
have a mascot?
didn't they used to have the little guy with the trumpet?
Is it like a little butter boy? Yeah, it
Yeah,
was, wasn't it? I'm a little butter boy.
those were the days.
That's why.
Jesus Christ. I'm a little butter boy. Put me on a roll.
It's ready Tinder bio. Little butter boy.
Yikes.
Yeah, nobody's into that. No, since fucking last time. Okay, so shout outs to our boy Hugh, who I know listens to the podcast like
Yep.
routinely.
Oh, go
Since
fella.
since the last pod, right? Our Swedish friend has been calling me a cheeky little fudge boy, like all the time, and I
Jesus
resent that.
Christ.
I resent that. Because of my story about me eating all the fudge when I was younger. Like,
I've just got visions of, because I don't know what Hube looks like, but just a large Nordic Swedish man driving a car and looking into the back seat where you, as a child version of yourself who's eating too much fudge, is
and
just,
he's
I
just like
feel
laughing.
sick, and he's like, "Fudge boy, fudge boy."
So actually, I have a side story for that. I know it's not part of the agenda, but we like
Absolutely,
to
go for it.
we like to break these norms open. When we went to Germany in like it was 2011, I think, was the first time I went to Germany. I went to Gamescom with some friends. Like this is how lame me and my friends are. We went to Gamescom on holiday, right? Never again since working in the industry because
Yeah,
I know it's absolutely terrible. But back then it was all right. Back then it
yeah,
was a lot quieter. It was good fun. So we're there. Bunch of us went. A bunch of lads went, and then one night we went to this cocktail bar. There's a guy behind the bar, old German fella, like old guy.
yeah,
And he's one of those barmen that, vibes off having guests from all over the place.
yeah.
Like, he was a nice dude, and he was like, talking back and forth with us, like having a joke with us about like, oh, Brits abroad or whatever and all this shit. Um, and then we order our drinks. So we all order. It's like a cocktail bar. So I think I went for. I used to drink a lot of White Russians back then. Um, I went for that. You know, my friend orders a martini or whatever. Someone orders some other shit. I don't know. Then he comes back and he's just like popping down the drinks, you know, popping down all the drinks, and he puts my friend's martini in front of him. And bear in mind, my friend's like a 6 foot guy. You know, like he's pretty tall.
Yeah.
He puts his drink down and for this martini in front of him, and just goes, "Smooth drink for a smooth boy," and we just fucking lost it. That I just absolutely lost it. That was the funniest thing. It's like the tone of his voice is a smooth drink for a smooth boy, and then everyone was calling him Smooth Boy for the rest of for the rest of the holiday.
Jesus.
Smooth Boy. So please stop calling me a fudge boy. I don't want it to stick. That would be one of those things that would stick, and then you know you'd be one of those just comical sort of like Z-list celebrities that appear on BBC Three. Like, oh, it's Fudge Boys. He's on BBC Three again, doing a fucking quiz show with that guy from Hollyoaks and I don't know, Holly Willoughby.
All right. So next on the agenda today, now that we're moving on from smooth boys, we go on.
Smooth girls.
No, cut that. Although I can segue off that now.
Go on.
Speaking of girls and none being in the vicinity, let's talk about playing World of Warcraft.
Hell yeah, let's go. Like I'm made for this shit.
Yeah.
I'm built differently. No, this is like the first time in a long time. I've been playing World of Warcraft, okay? This is my credentials here, all right?
Yeah.
I've been playing World of Warcraft since it came out. Like I bought that game like the week it came out. I say I begged my parents to buy it for me the week it came out. I've been playing it like on and off since it came out. I tend to like play for a month or two, quit, come back when like an expansion comes out or some shit. That's just I think it's the way it is for a lot of people as well. You're never fully out of the game, right? Like you can never say I've quit. You're kind of just on hiatus. But this is the first time in a long time that I really, really vibe with it. I think the expansion is great. I think it's hella fun.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing it a lot lately. A lot.
Yeah. I mean, so for me, I didn't play World of Warcraft on release. I was too poor. I didn't have a computer good enough or the money to pay for a subscription. But I remember the first time I played it was fairly early on. It was around about the time of Wrath of the Lich King. It was when they still did those free trials. So it was like, oh, you can play at level up to level 20 for free. That was my first taste of it. It was pretty good. And so a couple of years after that, when I started getting my was it? I can't remember what it was called. It was called EMA. It was basically you got 30 quid.
Oh, yeah. The like allowance thing.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I'll play World of Warcraft. Played through everything from the base game through Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, then quit for a bit. Came back for what was the expansion with Deathwing? It escapes me the name.
Oh, Cataclysm.
Yeah, came back for Cataclysm, which was arse. But I
Yeah,
was
it wasn't that
playing.
good.
There was about 5 of us and my friend were playing it once, so the amount of people playing and being able to play together sort of counteracted how crap that expansion was. Completely
I
missed.
think that's always the fun. Like
Yeah.
that's always part of the fun is having people to play with and to talk about it with as well. Like I don't know, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like if I'm talking about my accomplishments in WoW and like you know when I was younger I would just talk to my mum about it and obviously my mum's like, oh yeah, great, cool, like good stuff. Like I'm very glad to hear it. No, mum, you don't understand. I just got an eye level 80 like ring. Yeah, okay, good job. Yeah, well done.
But yeah, Mr. Pandaria entirely didn't care about that. I was fully into Xbox 360 gaming then.
Real gaming.
Came back. What was the one after Mist? Was it Warlord?
Draenor. Yeah,
Yeah.
Wars of Draenor, I think. Which
Uh,
sucked.
didn't come back for that. I played some of the content when I came back for Battle of Azeroth.
Yeah, some of that's all right. I think it wasn't that bad. I kind of enjoyed it.
And
But
then
this one's like a different level, dude.
yeah, and then I've come back for this one. I'm quite enjoying it. My friend Mike, shouts out to Mike. He
Shout out
always
to
comes
Mike.
back for the expansions. He's playing Goblin Rogue. This is the first expansion since their release, or time I've come back to World of Warcraft where I haven't played a goblin. Big fan of goblins.
Do you
And
like a
now,
good goblin, to be fair?
now a blood elf because I want it to be something pretty for a change.
You're on my server, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, we can game it up. Why have we
Link
not done
it
that yet?
up.
Oh, you're not max level yet, that's why.
No, no, nowhere near.
You're not gaming like me.
Max level now going all the way up to 120, then everything
60.
gets switched. Okay, so 60.
Yeah,
Um,
they switched it all again. And this is the thing, like, so this is what I think's really like. Let me lay down my case for why this is good. So one, I think they've learned a lot from Final Fantasy Online,
yep.
and started doing story quests. Like it's all like story driven stuff, the main quest line, the expansion. So there's a lot less sort of go and do this for no reason, and a lot more actual building up towards something. Like you actually feel like it's building up towards something.
Yep.
Um, as well as that, I feel like it's just the gating on it is really good. Like when you get to, because they squished everything as well, and it's also a lot easier now to level up, which I think's a big thing.
Yep.
Like 120 levels is daunting. It's very daunting. Um, but like they've gated stuff so that when you reach 60, you have stuff to do, right?
Yep.
But they only unlock extra stuff every week. So they're
Mm.
like, hey, you can do the first 3 chapters of your quest line this week. Next week, you can do the next couple. And the week after that, you can do more. So
Yeah.
it's not like, me with less time to play than people that play all day are going to be at a huge disadvantage like you were in previous stuff. Like in previous expansions, if you didn't play all day every day, there was people just skyrocketing ahead of you, and you're just like, well, I'm left behind in the dust because I can only play like once or twice a week because
Yeah,
of
because it
work
used
or
to be
whatever.
that thing where I was like, oh, so and so is the first on the server with this class to reach max level. And that would be a whole thing because people would be competing for that. And I was like, why? Like, just speed through the shit and just not enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get the point in that.
Yeah, exactly. And then now like the maximum item level and stuff like that is it's stuff that you can do like your weekly stuff. There's a lot of it, but you can do it in a couple of days.
Yeah.
And I think that's the big sort of benefit of it. Like it doesn't need you to be online 24/7 with the stuff that it's doing. Um, but they probably know that their audience is getting older too.
Yeah.
Like their audience is, the most of us that I guess there's probably a lot of a younger audience too, but uh, most of us that like played World of Warcraft from a young age are, well, we have responsibilities now, like whether that's work, whether that's God forbid families,
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff. Like yeah, we have a lot more stuff going on, so we can't really just dedicate, like, I mean, university time, baby, there was no work going on there. It was just wow. Like, that's all that was going on. You get up, you order a cheesecake, you play WoW. That actually happened, by the way.
Yeah.
That actually happened on launch night. I didn't order it. I ordered a kebab or something,
Yeah.
and one of my university friends ordered a cheesecake from the takeaway. Simple cheesecake. But no, it's yeah. I think they've changed it. I think they've changed it and just sort of you know um made it more friendly to not playing 24/7, and I like that. I think it's good.
Yeah, I certainly don't have the time to play that much. I think I play about 3 hours a day. Unless it's a weekend, I've got more time to play with. Um, and yeah, I find myself these days wanting games that I can spend a lot of time on. As much as I loved the newest Spider-Man, it was way too short for me. I was like, so I like to play
Mm.
games like over like a week, and I did it in like 3 days. And I guess that's partly my fault for being so enthusiastic about it and wanted to see what was happening next in the story. But like, I think Final Fantasy VII Remake ruined me because like game was so long and so satisfying. I'm like, that's not gonna get topped in terms of like
Yeah.
wanting to play a game.
Well,
Um,
this is the thing. Like, the thing I love about like being into WoW again and getting that sort of bug. You catch the WoW bug again. You're like,
yeah,
I enjoy it. Like, I'm having fun with this again. Like, I'm enjoying it.
yeah,
My favorite thing about it is that, like, yeah, I don't have to be on all the time, but if I am, there's stuff to do. Like, if I'm just having like a lazy Saturday afternoon,
yeah,
and I just want to put some tunes on, or I want to like put a movie on or a TV show, whatever, on the other monitor, I can just play WoW. I can just farm. I can just do dungeons. I can just chill and do that. Like
Yep.
there's always something for me to do, something for me to be working towards. And I've been vibing with it. I've been doing it just at night. Like, if I'm not streaming or after stream, whatever, just sit, watch something, play a little WoW. Love it, man. Love it. That's my plan for today, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. Well, I need to eat food and shit.
Well, obviously, yeah. I'm not just gonna no human functions. I'm gonna pee all over the place, and then I'm gonna play WoW.
No, but I think it's like having an MMO that's really like addictive, but also good and satisfying just to play without engaging your brain too much is so like satisfying. I think, and it's coming up to that period where I have a new job that's not starting to the new year, so I've got a lot of time off over Christmas, and
Oh,
there's no way I'm
baby.
getting a PS5 before then. Those things are like gold dust. Not that I'm actively searching for a PS5, but say if like places were in stock and scalpers weren't like stealing them, I probably would have one, um, just to say, oh, what's it like? But because I remember I was in a similar situation before I got the job I'm currently in now. Before I move on to the next one, and I had like a month gap in between. I just played the shit out of Final Fantasy 14, and I just loved it. Unfortunately, I find it really hard to get back into 14.
That's I think so. 14. I was actually talking about this yesterday with someone. 14 is a great game. Like
Yeah.
I think it's a fantastic game. My only issue with 14, and probably my biggest issue with 14, is that all of my friends that play it are incredibly far ahead of me,
Mhm.
and are actually doing end game content, right? And whereas
Yeah.
World of Warcraft, you can just like I can pick it up and I can do some quests, and I'm probably level 60 in like a couple of days or something.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy is almost a single player game in its leveling
Yes.
up. Like it's because you must do the story. You can't not do it.
Yeah.
Like, and that's not like, oh, you'll miss out on understanding some stuff. No, you can't do anything else.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't just go somewhere like in WoW. I couldn't just do dungeons, level up, and then go do end game content with my friends. But no, you have to do the story, and the story's great. Like, don't get me wrong, the story of Heavensward was fantastic. I really enjoyed it,
Yeah.
but it's such a commitment. It's such like I want to be max level and just do stuff with my friends. Like that's my favorite part of MMOs, honestly, is the being max level and just like doing dungeons and stuff like that and trying to gear up. That's my favorite bit.
Mm.
And I feel like there's so much to Final Fantasy, but the majority of it is after the story. I
Yeah.
feel like the majority of the content in that game is hanging out with people, getting cool outfits, doing dungeons, doing crafting, all this stuff, which you all do after the story.
Mhm.
And I'm so far behind that I want to catch up and I want to do it, but I just can't bring myself to do it. Really.
Yeah, I much prefer like WoW's a much easier game to return to. I think overall Final Fantasy 14 is the better game just because it looks nicer. I like some of the systems more. I like the fact that you don't need multiple characters. I mean, you can have multiple characters, but like if you want to try every class, like absolutely go for it. Just swap your gear around. I think that's wonderful. Because in Final Fantasy, I wasn't just like I would main being a monk because I love monks. But like, if I needed to tank in a dungeon, I had my a choice of like three tank classes, and I could go and be one just to fit whatever. So it helped queuing quite a bit. But WoW's a bit different, but at the same time, like WoW's just easier. It's just better. It's just quality of life on WoW is just 10 times better, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I would 100% agree with that. I think it's a lot easier, as you say, just to hop in and out of.
Mhm.
Just to like if I get a little bored with playing WoW and I go away and then I can easily come back. I know I can easily come back and catch up with stuff. Whereas I think Final Fantasy having that big gate, like right now, me knowing that I have to do Stormblood in its entirety,
Yeah.
I'm just like
And you
I
gotta
don't
do
know.
Shadowbringers as well, don't you?
Yeah, it's commitment. It's a
I haven't
big
even done
commitment.
Heavensward.
Like Heavens was good. Like the game, that's the thing. The game is really good. I just think it's just a lot. It's a lot. If you're not like my friend, all my friends that play it are super invested in it.
Yeah.
They're super invested in Final Fantasy 14, and that's pretty much it. Though, like they'll play other stuff as well, but the game that they're invested in is that.
Yeah.
Like it's the one that takes up the most time. It's the one they play the most. And I feel like if I had a max level character, I honestly would play it more because I could just log in and out. then it would
Yeah.
be a casual game for me, right? Um, but this is the thing; it's just too much of a commitment at this point. Way too much of a commitment.
Yeah.
Um, unless you can actually pay money though, can't you, to like skip it all?
I don't know. I haven't looked into like boosts
Yeah,
on.
you can pay for like boosts and stuff, but I don't even want to do that because like I think the story's good, so I'd feel bad if I did it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those things that I'll probably end up doing, um, but not right now. Not right now.
Yeah. Can't be asked right now.
Can't be asked.
But speaking of things that need to be done, Spotify Wrapped and Apple Replays, pal.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
Were you happy with your musical summary for the year this year?
Yeah, I mean, okay. So the only thing that bothers me about this thing, is that I like seeing the stuff that I listen to. The only thing that bothers me a bit this year is that so 100 Gex was my number one artist of the year apparently, right?
Okay.
That doesn't bother me, but because 100 Gex have on every single one of their songs both members of the band as separate artists,
Yeah.
it gave me my like number 2 and number 4 were Dylan Brady and Laura Les.
Okay.
So it was basically like 100 Gex was my 1, 2, and 4, whereas it should have been just one. Do you know what I mean? Like because
Yeah.
they add their own names in, it counts as I'm listening to them too.
You
So
get
I would
more.
have liked to have seen the actual result,
Yeah.
like the actual what they were. But what were mine? It was like 100 Gex. Basically top 3 was 100 Gex, Juice World, and Blady, I think.
Yeah.
Very sad boy shit, Drain Gang,
Yeah.
you know. But no, I my favorite bit is the playlist.
Hmm.
Your top songs 2020 is probably my favorite bit because some of the other stuff, it makes me wonder when it's like, oh, you listen to like, well, what was mine? My Spotify Wrapped had like a bunch of genres or something. Yeah, you listen to 486 genres this year, including 120 new ones, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I have. I think that people just put stuff as genres when
Yeah.
they're like putting things up. And there was almost like a social media like sort of conspiracy, I guess. And Caro Bonito revealed that it was basically them that did it. They set their like genre
Yeah.
to escape room. So people are having like top genre escape room, and people are like, "What the fuck?" Like what? And then like everyone's like, "Why is it escape room? What the fuck is this?" And then yeah, it turns out that it's Caro Bonito, Charlie XCX, and Death Grips all have escape room as
Gee.
like genres for some reason. Like it's weird, but that's what I mean. I feel like people just put like ham and chips as like a, a genre or whatever, like Yoda core and stuff like that. I imagine people just like make things up and add it to like, they have the regular genre. Like, okay, so we're an alternative rock band, but we're also Yoda core for some reason.
That's
But
probably that sounds like something I would do.
I love it. I love a bit of Yoda core. But I'm happy with it in general. I feel like, I would like to start using Last FM a bit more. I think
Really? I
just
thought
because
Last FM was like dead and gone.
no, Last FM still exists.
Hmm.
I just feel like Last FM would give me a little bit more of a sort of like actual look into what I use if I use multiple platforms, which I guess I don't. But
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah, I feel
not
like
very happy with
the
that.
Spotify Wrapped is more like made for social media, like made
Oh,
for streaming.
100%. That's the whole point in it,
Yeah.
really. Like they've even made it like easy to just share to every platform at this point.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit on it, obviously, when it's just like, oh, you are the pioneer of this song. Like I listened to It's Bug Snacks before it hit 50,000 streams, and I'm like, well, cool, kudos to me for that, but like, doesn't
You
really do
deserve a cut
anything.
of those profits, buddy.
Mm. Which they pay fuck all, by the way. This is the problem with Spotify and Apple Music, actually, just streaming platforms as a whole.
Streaming is weird. That's why people started making physical CDs again because they're like, I don't get anything from these streams, buddy. Please buy my physical disc.
Well, there's a cool thing I saw, which there's like I think there's an extension. I think Bandcamp have released an extension or something,
Yeah,
or like promoting something, where you can scan your playlist and then like buy things on Bandcamp, because Bandcamp gives a really good like percentage.
yeah,
But I think the issue is with these streaming platforms is that like streaming music is just so good, and it's so widely available, and also like accessible. It's
yeah.
cheap, that it's so hard to not do it. It's so hard to not like sign up for it.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
They just need to pay people a bigger cut, really.
Yeah, I will. I will divulge my thingy. I don't
Go on,
use.
give us
I
your
think
douche.
I use Spotify, but very sparsely.
You're an Apple guy, aren't you?
Yeah, because I have an iPhone, so it's just the easiest thing for me when I'm on the go, and that's when I'm most listening to music. Like when I'm walking somewhere, or in the shower or something. Um, but like Spotify, I only really use when I'm at work, and I've hardly used it this year because I haven't been at work. I've been at home, working from home, so I've got access to all my devices. I can do whatever. So my top eight. Don't know why eight was the number they chose, but I got the Garden at number one. Great shit. Joji at number two, which is surprising on my initial look at it, but then when I think about how many times I re-listened to Nectar, it sort of makes sense. Great album. Third is
It's a
Anderson
good
Paak.
album.
Anderson Paak's always
Lovely.
there. Fourth, Queens of the Stone Age, one of my favorite bands. That makes sense. Japan is fifth, which is a bit surprising. I expected Japan to be like third or fourth, but yeah. Denzel Curry, Vince Staples, and Tears for Fears. So yeah, that it's definitely
Big beats.
yeah. It says you've listened to 279 different artists so far this year, so that's quite good. 279,
Oof,
and
that's good. That
my top song is "Egg" by The Garden, and my second top song is "Head Over Heels" by Tears for Fears. Big
egg.
tune.
What am I like? Let me find my top songs here. My top songs, right? Have you got five? Have you got top five?
Oh, I've got a top 10 songs. My
Top
top
10.
10
Give me
songs.
top five.
Okay, Egg the Garden, number one. Number two, Head Over Heels, Tears for Fears. Number three, Thy Mission by The Garden. Number four, Dragon Ball Durag by Thundercat.
That is a
Absolute tune.
tune, by the way. I was listening to that this morning.
And,
Big beat.
and number five is Coldest Number Now by The Garden. So three
I
out of
love
the five by
Thundercat.
The Garden.
I think Thundercat's latest album was huge.
That's really good.
He's really good. I like him as well a lot. I like his social presence. Him and Zach Fox are just a couple of funny lads, a couple of funny fellas. Big fan. So my top five songs of the year were, drum roll, please. My number one song was the Ringtone remix, which is 100 Gex remix with Charlie XCX, Rico Nasty, and Kero Kero Bonito. It's a
Yep.
banger. It's a big tune. So Hot You Hurting My Feelings by Carolyn Polachek, the AG Cook remix,
Cool.
which is another big beat. Hand Crushed by a Mallet by 100 Gex, another
Great
one.
song.
Great song. I think it was the remix I listened to the most.
Yeah.
The Fallout Boy one, because it slaps. Like it really
Cool.
does slap. Um, so here's a weird one, right? I have a song called "Noticed" by a guy called Lil Mosey, who's like a little kid.
Okay.
He's like one of those really young rappers, you know. It was like a
Yeah.
viral song apparently. It came on one of my playlists. I remember there was a phase where I used to like walk to work listening to it. It's just a bit of a vibe. I realized I listened to it that much, but apparently I did. And then Amongst the Dead by Sick Boy Rari, which is a tune. By the way, I've said that about every single song. They're all tunes. I do have a top 10 actually. Can you guess what the next song is? What number 6 is?
The California Boy by Lil B.
It's Dragon Ball Durag.
Excellent.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Durag. They've got Rascal by RMR. Remember that?
Yes, absolutely. What a tune. Did they ever find out
What?
who that guy was?
I don't think so. I think he released more stuff under the name RMR afterwards, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
God, that was so good. I remember he actually got like, didn't Rascal Flats like take him down or something like that? Take his video down or
Yeah,
try to take it down?
yeah, I know they tried to take it down. Don't know if they were successful.
So fuck Rascal Flats, right? I think.
Absolutely.
That's such a good song though. That I love it. It made me want to buy like a very fancy fuck what are they called ballet. I want to buy like a designer balaclava after listening to that. It's so good.
It
And
was
then my next ones were a Money Machine by 100 Gex,
not really a fan of that.
um, Be Nice to Me by Blady, and then top it all off, big tune, Cut to the Feeling by Carly Rae Jepsen.
Absolutely.
Absolute slapper. Love it.
More Ollie going in.
God, I love Carly Rae Jepsen. She can do no wrong.
That is true. So I think the most surprising thing about everyone's Wrapped is just like when you look at some of your mates and they listen to some just absolute shite. And I know music is subjective. And I don't care what other people listen to, but you're like, really? This is what you listen to? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I find that sometimes myself though. Like I like to think that I have a decent taste in music and I've got a pretty eclectic taste, right? But then sometimes you look at stuff and I'm like, did I really listen to that quite a lot?
Yeah.
Did I put that on quite a lot this year? That's weird. Like, why is that there? Like, I'm looking at my 2020, like your top 2020 playlist, right? And
Yeah.
I'm like, you just look through, you're like, tune, tune, tune. And you see something, you're just like, ooh, like, why is that on there? Like, can I delete that? The playlist bangs, except for that. Like, I've got honestly, my entire playlist absolutely bangs, right? It's just bangers on bangers on bangers.
Yeah.
Except, right? Except there is, oh wait, Mario Judah's on my top 2020 songs.
Absolutely amazing.
I love it, Mario Judah.
Oh, you know what's
No,
really good about Apple Music Replay though?
go on.
It's giving me my replays all the way back to 2016. Do you want to go through them?
Oh my days, yeah. Well, no, well, let me just tell you one second.
Yeah.
This song it's called "Parked Out by the Lake," and it's like a parody almost country song,
Yeah.
and it slaps for some reason. But it's on this playlist. I'm like, I could listen to this playlist and feel no shame and just be like, yeah, these are all slappers. And then if that came on, I'd be like, "Ugh, I'm sorry," like. Ugh. Like I don't like that. I like to have playlists where if I put them on at a party or something, I can just put them on.
Yeah.
Like that's what I want, and not this. Go on, tell us about your 2016 tunies.
All right. It's only the playlist. So I can only give my top five songs, not top five artists. So my top five songs in 2019 were "Death Row" by Freddie Gibbs, great song. "More" featuring Anderson .Paak by Flying Lotus. "Wish" by Denzel Curry. "Demolition 1+2" by Key featuring Kenny Beats, which is a fucking amazing song. Like,
Yeah, I love Kenny Beats.
and my fifth one was "Reaching Too Much" by Anderson .Paak. So that was
That's not
90.
bad. But what's your worst year? Do you reckon?
We'll find out.
Because I'm looking now. I actually have my top songs, like my old playlists, my old top songs
Yeah.
from Spotify.
Do you want to hear my 2018?
Go on, give us your 2018.
Number one was "Switch" by Black, great song. "Gentlemen Take
Oh, that is a good
Polaroids"
song.
by Japan. "Talking Drum" by Japan. "Swing" by Japan, and "Visions of China" by Japan. So I was going through it in 2018, apparently.
Yeah, you really were, weren't you? No, actually, to be honest,
Great, yeah?
looking at my 2018, I was going through it. Like I was really going through it. I got Carousel by Aries
Okay.
as my number one. Yeah, Right by Joji is my number two. Like I was I was in the shits here, dude. I got In Love With You by The Paradise. Um Smoko by The Chats,
Mhm.
which is a big song. And then I had My Shadow by Jay Reatard
Nice.
as my fit. That's a big song, by the way. R.I.P. Jay. But like, dude, like Joji's Yeah Right being all the way up there. My man was struggling. My man was struggling that year.
Well, 2017, which was actually my worst year for mental health, my top five was "Have You Seen That Girl" by Gold Link, which is a pretty upbeat song.
Have you seen that girl? You showed me that song.
"AA" by Isaiah Rashad, which is also not a sad song. "Scared Money" by No Worries, which isn't a sad song. "Methods of Dance" by Japan, which is an upbeat song for Japan. And then "Sambuca" by Pierce the Veil.
Oh, you showed me that one as well, I think.
Great shit.
Mate, my 2017 was like, yeah, pretty cringe. My number one song in 2017 was Gillette by Dr. Disrespect. Apparently,
Wow.
yeah. I honestly don't think I used Spotify that much that year.
Yeah.
That's my excuse. I had Ice Cream and Sunscreen by Martha, who were a local band to you actually.
Yeah.
Good little band. I like them. I had Go Flex by Post Malone.
Okay.
Free Weed by Free Weed. Which is like, so that was a song that came on my Discover Weekly, and it's like one of those songs that had no listens. It just came on my Discover Weekly. I was like, where is this? Like, what is this song? And we started listening to it, like me and some of the folks from Ubisoft I used to hang out with, like some of my friends back there. And just like, I don't know, it was just a banger for some reason. We really liked it. Like the whole song is just this guy going, free weed, you need. It's well funny.
God.
Oh no, my old playlist, like I'm looking now at the top songs and stuff.
Yeah.
Some of them are just like it's weird. I like seeing the sort of transition of like where your music went. Like this year's one was definitely, it's a lot more like hyper pop,
Mhm.
and a lot more sort of just like, I guess more a mixture of stuff like hip hop, hyper pop, like what I would consider my taste now, quite eclectic. And then you look back in the days, and it's like it's way more just like hip hop.
Yeah.
Like my 2015 was just like it's all hip hop. My entire top list in 2015
Yeah.
is like Travis Scott, like Kendrick Lamar, like Future.
Yeah.
That was my 2015 is all like the whole fucking list. Dude, I've literally just looked at the list now, right? My top songs 2015 is entirely hip hop.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing.
Well, my last place, because this only goes back to 2016. My top 5 was "Smoke Break" featuring Future by Chance the Rapper. So
That's a good song.
love a bit of Future. "Am I Wrong" by Anderson .Paak, "Pink and White" by Frank Ocean, "Nikes" by Frank Ocean, and "Suede" by No Worries.
These bitches love Nikes. I can't go that high pitched,
Yeah,
but
it's not.
that's a great song. I like the version with Ko, the Japanese rapper.
Yeah.
That was sick, dude. No, my 2016 was like 2016. So 2015 was all hip hop. 2016 is where I was just like surf rock all the way. Apparently, I had like Fiddler and stuff as my like top songs. I also had Glorious Domination, Bobby Roode's theme song up there for some reason.
Excellent.
It slaps.
Good.
It really does. I used to listen to it in the shower because it used to get me going. It used to give me the buzz that I needed to like get me going. Love it. But yeah, I like looking through the top list and stuff. I like just seeing, what my vibe is. Like what it is, what it has been, what it's going to become. But the top playlist this year is actually good.
Yeah.
Whereas other years, I don't know. I have this trend of listening to one song a lot when it comes out.
Mhm.
Or what I used to do in the past, I used to listen to silly songs like Free Lines 98, and that came up on my top songs
Excuse me.
2016.
That is a banger.
Listen, okay, I know it's national anthem, but yeah, do you know what I mean? Though it's like, I don't want this stuff on a Spotify playlist. I want when I get a playlist for the year, I want it to be, here's all the cool stuff you listen to this year. Here's all the good music you listen to. Not like, oh, you listen to all this good stuff, but also we slipped in Free Lions 98 and fucking Ant and Deck in here as well. Like,
We're on the ball.
yeah, you listen to PJ and Duncan more than you listen to actual music. I know you probably did, but
Yeah. Great.
don't you only listen to PJ and Duncan?
Yeah, it's Newcastle pride, all the way.
Yeah. The boys. Big Peach.
Big Dunk. PJ and Dunk.
Yeah, man. yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, Big Peach and Big Dunk, man. Fuck me.
Quite small. Don't let
Yeah.
I can't remember which one was PJ and which one was Duncan, to be honest.
I'm guessing Ant was PJ. I don't
Yeah.
know. He looks like a PJ.
Yeah. Looks like he owns a private jet. Don't let him drive it though.
Oh,
Woof.
one of my favorite like memes of all time is that picture of just Ant and Dec,
Yeah.
where it just says like it says like ENT after deck, and then B before, and TER. Oh no, ER even after Ant. So it's just decent banter. Amazing. Great picture.
Great.
Great picture. Glad I had to explain that to everybody there.
Yeah, that wasn't excruciating at all. No, I
Fuck
don't think
you.
there's been that any of my top listens on, now that I look back at it, on Apple Music have been anything I disagree with. That was all Japan is quite worrying, but you know,
I mean, Japan make tunes,
no, they
so
are, but like they're very ominous. So the fact that I listened to that much ominous music,
oh,
what was that?
sorry, did you hear that?
Yes, I did. Yeah,
For some reason, my phone just decided to yell, "Here are some details" at me. I was like,
here's some details. You need to
"Here are
know
some
this.
details about how ominous Japan is." Like, okay, okay, phone, you're not involved. You're
The
not
other
part of this
day,
cast.
Laura's phone did the same. We were like, because the way the office is set up, her desk
Hmm.
and computer are on one end of the office, mine's on the other, both facing the same wall. And in between, we have a pen for the pup, so she can hang around with us and not like think, "Ooh, I'm gonna eat the wires now." And she was leaning over, like just had a toy, and like Pickle was jumping up and stuff, and she said Pickle's name to get her attention, and her phone went, "A pickle is a cucumber that is left in the." Nobody asked you.
It's weird, isn't it? Like it just for some reason, I feel like even though I'm not pressing something, it's just like, oh, you want to talk to me, right? Like that sounded vaguely like Google. Right? What? No, it didn't. Like I didn't see anything that sounded like Google at all. It's like, yeah. So here are some websites for cheese. Like, what are you talking about? Stop.
Here
Like
are the best
here's
places to eat in Bruges. What?
yeah. Wallace and Gromit is a stop motion television series. So stop. Trying to get involved. They're just like they've been listening in. The phone's just like, "Oi, it's podcast time, innit? I want to get involved. Get me on. Get me on for next week. Get Google on for next week. Fuck me."
I'm
No,
pretty sure that would just be a rehash of that time Alex Jones tried to interview an Alexa device.
I have not seen that. What?
Have
That
you
sounds
not?
amazing. That sounds
Why?
absolutely incredible.
It's peak worms in the brain content.
Oh, that
Um,
sounds incredible, dude.
well, just so you can get away and watch that excellent interview, I think we should wrap this up.
God, yeah.
So I have one last thing to talk about. With it being December, what's your
Hmm.
favorite festive film, pal?
Jingle all the way.
Jingle All the Way is a strong.
Jingle all the way. Straight up. Like I mean, I do like a good festive film.
Yeah,
But for me, I'm kind of bored of the feel good films. You know what I mean? Like the purely feel good festive films. So it's just like, oh, it's all cozy and
yeah.
it's
There's no
Christmas.
stakes.
Yeah, like I'm not into that. Like a Wonderful Life and all that shit. Nah. But like Jingle All the Way is comedy gold.
It's
I love it.
wonderful.
I love it. I just I
Turbo
want a
time
turbo
all
man.
the time.
I want a turbo man.
It stars in WWE's Big Show, which is always nice to see.
Big Show in that.
Yeah, he's the massive Santa. You know, when he gets in a fight with all the Santas, and there's a really big one.
Oh God, yeah.
Really little one.
It's actually the Big Show.
Yeah,
I've just looked it up now. It is. He is big, isn't he?
he's a large show.
And he is a show as well. Doesn't Big Show have like a TV series?
Yeah, the Big Show show. It's shite.
It's just called the Big Show show.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That's fucking stupid. No, that film's great though. I love like I don't know. I just love how dumb it is. And
Yeah.
when he's just like when he's just dressed up as Turbo Man and shit. And when he's like, isn't there that bit where he's like on the phone or something like that to that guy that, oh, your wife cookies are so good. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
Lionel Hutz.
Put that cookie down now.
Cook it down now. You remember you want
Uh,
one customer. Great shit.
I love it, man. I love it. What about yours? What's your favorite?
Personally, mine is also Jingle All the Way. But in terms of watching a Christmas film with other people, it has to be either Gremlins or The Muppets Christmas Carol. I cannot get enough of The Muppets Christmas Carol. My a film I'm very fond of, but it's not personally my favorite, is the live action Jim Carrey Grinch one. It is my mom's favorite Christmas film. She knows the script back to front. I've watched that film about 900 times. I'm nowhere near sick of it. It just doesn't get old ever. It's really good. But it's not something I would reach for myself. Um, I don't know if it's the Stockholm syndrome from my mom forcing me to watch it a million times when I was growing up, but it was great shit. Um, Other favorites include Michael Keaton's tour de force performance in Jack Frost. When
Is Jack Frost the one with the weird like snowman
he
man?
dies and then turns into it.
Yeah, I found that really weird. Really,
So
really weird.
good. What else? Gremlins 2 is technically a Christmas film as well, but it's less emphasis on that and more emphasis on the hijinks. But yeah, like if
More more emphasis on the hijinks.
yeah, with all different gremlins. Me and Laura watched that. I can't remember what it was called. I think it was called like Jingle Jangle, the new one that came out on Netflix with Forrest Whitaker. Um, it was
Sounds
good,
terrible.
but it feels like they wanted it to be a stage play because it was set up like a musical, and like some of like the transitions between scenes and plot devices don't really work as a film. But I can see like places in the story where there would have been like a lull where they were changing the set and stuff, or like there would have been. So I think it was one of those cases where they had a really nice script that they believed in, but with COVID they couldn't take it on the road, so they just said fuck it, let's make it a film. um but it was good. It was decent. Had some good bits in it. um but yeah, that's Christmas films. I haven't really
Yeah,
watched any of them.
I, I don't know. I like the Dafty ones. Like I like the Grinch. The only films that I will not enjoy. Right, I'm not saying I won't watch it because there's a thing when it comes to like British Christmas, right, where you've done eating and you just put the telly on, you just leave it on whatever the channel is,
Yeah,
and you just watch whatever fucking films on
yeah.
because they just show like loads of films, right? I hate Elf. I hate Elf.
I've never
I
seen it all
think
the way through. I just
it's
don't get the appeal
so I hate it. I really hate it. It's just Will Ferrell acting like a baby but being like 6 foot.
of it. Yeah.
I was like, this isn't funny to me. This is just weird. Like, I just don't like it. Like, I don't know. I would rather see Arnold fighting for a toy
Mm-hmm.
than I would see like Will Ferrell going, "I love Santa." Like, yeah, okay, you're
Turn
6 foot,
and taking
bro.
his place.
Yeah, like, oh god, isn't he like a weirdo now?
He's not a weirdo. He's just. I mean, it is weirdo to me being so far from those values, but he's very right wing, super Christian.
Yeah, he's very conservative, isn't he?
Yeah.
Very, very conservative. Which is,
Like the
I
fact
don't
he
know.
used
It's
to be a coke dealer.
yeah, it seems really odd coming from someone like him.
Yeah.
It seems really odd coming from
Like,
someone. That's me when I see that he's a right winger. I need that noise on like
Al Ball
playback.
tried to warn us. I don't think it was him.
Oh my days! Oh, we love it. We love a bit of home improvement.
I forget. It's a shame Tim Allen's a scumbag because one of the like there's several things me and my dad bonded over. One was playing football. He used to take me every Saturday over to a field that's just over the road near the lake from us. We used to just have a penalty shootout with each other. It's some of my fondest memories. We bonded over Star Trek and Home Improvement. Like,
God, how like this is the sucky thing about it. So I think especially this year. I feel like this year with the US elections for one, and also everybody just being inside and very online like constantly, you just get to learn like who's an absolute weirdo or who's an absolute like knob. Like celebrities that have just got nothing to do other than sit at home, obviously, like the rest of us, and just be online, whereas they would normally be out and about. I'm just like, let me share my terrible opinion about this with you. Like, oh, please don't.
yeah.
Like, I liked what you were in. I'm just waiting for like Josh Peck or something like that to start fucking typing, you know, horrible racist rhetoric or something like that on his like in the Drake and Josh voice.
Well, the worst ones for me is like celebrities who seem like they were on the level, not ones that come out as like right wing or whatever. Because it's like, okay, you've got a lot of money, I can see how you get there. But like people just come out the woodwork and they hate like some group that really means like nothing. So like someone come out and say like, I hate fucking bird watchers, bunch of wankers. Like, why? Nobody needs to know this. Go
Yeah,
back to sleep.
yeah. Like, I mean, like, I don't. I get it, like, in a way with some of these older actors and stuff are conservatives, but I can't get it when they're just like hateful conservatives. You know what I mean? When they're like super just like hating on people and so I'm like, yeah, but you also work in the film industry. Like a lot of your friends are probably part of marginalized groups.
Yeah,
Like a lot of the people that your co-workers and colleagues and stuff, I'm like, no, bloody hate them. I thought I'd share this opinion with you all. And then as soon as they get shouted down, they're like, oh, bloody cancel culture. Like, shut up.
yeah.
Like, you shared your terrible opinion with the world. Like, you don't get to complain about
Because
this.
old people don't get the concept of being ratioed. Like it's the natural order of things. If you see something shitty, you deserve to be ratioed. Like that's how it goes. That's how human society progresses. When something shit comes along, we either shout it down or shoot it down. Nazis came along, we shot them down. People trying to do that phrenology thing by trying to guess how smart people are by the size of their skulls, we shouted that down. Like just
Yeah,
bad ideas deserve to be nuked. I'm
A
sorry.
100%, 100%. It's like exactly how it should be. There was something as well that I noticed over the weekend. So apparently, I never played it. Apparently, there is a voice actor from one of the old Dragon Age games who's just like a massive transphobe.
Yeah,
So like a lot of the Dragon Age staff and stuff have basically said, you know what, like we're distancing ourselves from you.
yeah,
Like we are not, you are not a vibe. Like we're away from you. We're staying away
yeah,
from you. And he was going on some like rant about it. Um, and he like one of the guys left the company. Someone left BioWare or whatever.
yeah,
And he was like, "Oh, the fans will be happy you're gone. Like you're the most corporate man I've ever worked with." And he was like, "Look, I usually don't say anything,
yeah.
but there is a reason why you will never ever work on another Dragon Age game again." Like this guy was just like, "Look, I never really say anything, but now you're directly attacking me. Like, just go away.
Yeah.
Like, please go away." And everyone's just shitting on this guy. It's like why do these people think that they can just like go, I'm just going to say this, it'll be all right? Like, no, like really, just no, dude. Like, stop. You know?
In the words of my wonderful mother, when me and my brother used to do dumb things, what she used to say is, "We forgot to engage brain," and I think all of
Yeah.
these people forget to engage brain.
Yeah, oh, no, 100%. And I think especially this year as well. As I say, these are people that are never as like terminally online as a lot of us are,
Yeah,
and becoming that way. And it's bad. It's clearly bad for them. Like, because they're like, oh, I've got nothing else to do. What do I do? Tweet about this. Here's my opinion on something you never asked for. Oh God, here we go. Like, next minute you've got someone saying Bruce Forsyth was the second coming of like the devil or some shit,
yeah.
and they're super into it. Like you've got like I'm trying to think of a obscure actor, Dame Judy Dench, saying that she hates
Judy
minorities or
Dench.
something. Yeah, I mean, like she never would though. I think Judy Dench is all right. But like this is the kind of thing. It's just like I feel like it's just people that are never online just becoming online for the first time,
Yeah,
just sort of like, oh well, there's just a website to share opinions. Here you go. Like, oh no,
please.
oh no. As
Well,
soon as you see someone like trending, that's the thing. As soon as you see someone's name trending, they've either said something stupid or they're dead.
it's either their birthday, they're dead, or something's they've just
Yeah, or they've said something very stupid. Like, like just looking and making sure it's not someone you care about.
yeah.
Like, oh, it's not someone I care about. Okay, I'll read it then. If not, I'll probably like skirt it for a bit.
Speaking of things I care about, do you know if Home Improvement is on any streaming service?
Would it not be on like? Would it be on Disney Plus?
No, trust me, I've got Disney Plus. I would have found that shit.
Apparently it's on Amazon.
Really?
Apparently it's on Prime Video. Yeah, yeah.
Pretty sure that'll probably only be America. Because I would have watched the shit out.
Mate, this is ridiculous. You have to buy the episodes. I could buy the season 8 for £17. What the fuck? Yeah, that's me as soon as I looked at this fucking page. Like, yeah. So apparently you can get it on Amazon, but it's like it's to buy. Like you can't every season is 17 quid each.
Jesus, how many
Why would I
seasons?
spend that much money on home improvement? Has anyone spent that much money on home improvement? Probably.
I think if my dad was more online, he probably would have.
Just like, oh, Gary, I've got all the episodes of Home Improvement. Cost me 200 quid, but I've got them.
How much did it cost you?
Well, there's always those people, though, isn't there? Like, I don't know if you've seen these. There's people who will like collect VHS tapes that they've recorded of like old soaps and stuff like that. Like, I remember seeing like a video on YouTube of some guy that records like every episode of Coronation Street on VHS.
Yeah.
Like, there are weird collectors out there for like, so there's definitely a market for it. There's definitely someone who's got every single thing, like every single episode of Home Improvement, like recorded on VHS.
Yeah.
Like a Home Improvement super fan. I wonder if there is. I've got to look. Oh no, I typed it in. It came up with Star Trek superfan, which is, I think that's, kind of expected.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of expected. Oh my god, there's a whole YouTube series about superfan builds. Okay, that's my afternoon sorted.
Excellent. But before you watch that, make sure to watch Alex Jones interviewing an Alexa. So I think we've come to the end.
Yeah, that's a great segue towards the end.
What will you be doing this week, pal?
So I'm gonna be streaming as usual. I'll be more active streaming this week. I'm streaming like much the past week because my dad's going to bed and all that. But I will be on twitch.tv/JimothyZ. I'll be finishing up Demon Souls. I'll be playing some other fun stuff. Probably not playing Cyberpunk on stream. I think I'm just gonna play like maybe Sackboy next. I feel like playing Sackboy. It looks cheerful. But other than that, yeah, you love a bit of the sack.
Sack boys and smooth boys.
We're a bunch of smooth sack boys over here. You gave me that. You set me up. Yeah, no, that's I'll be on there. You can also find me twitter.com/TimothyTV. I'll be posting all the stuff, posting all the things, all the daft shite that I think of, and also where to find my stream and that. What about yourself, pal?
I'll be nowhere. I'm an enigma, constantly just out of the periphery of humanity. You'll never know me. You'll never see me. No, I'll just be hanging out on World of Warcraft probably. Just wrapping up my last things at Ubisoft because I have about a week and a half left. Hooray! Just helping people, help hand over my brands and shit like that. So I'm busy with that. Haven't had time to do many articles and stuff, but there should be one coming out sometime soon. I don't have a definitive schedule for them. But yeah, just chilling. And then once it gets to the 16th, I'll have a lot of time off. So I'm either going to pound World of Warcraft real hard, or if I'm bored of World of Warcraft by then, I might try and return to Final Fantasy. Because as I've said, there's no chance of me getting a PS5 before Christmas. So
I thought you were going to say something else then.
No. So yeah, that's me. So I believe that's the end of the episode.
Pounding Warcraft and pounding my meat. That's going to be the week for me.
Jesus.
And also getting festive. Hopefully involving cheese boards.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping for cheese boards. I like a good cheese board.
One of my friends, Carlos, shout out to Carlos, he has an advent calendar with just different types of cheeses in for each day.
Hey, Carlos, sort us out with some pics. I want to see the cheese. Show me the cheese. That's my motto in life. Show me the cheese, baby.
The cheese, baby.
Show me the cheese. And on that note, I think we'll see you next week.
See you next week, everyone.
Goodbye, everybody.